Welcome to Beer Review. This week's beer was from Glarus Brewing Company. It was Hearty Hop Ale. This is an IPA. Finally, Hop Hearty Ale. Is it Hop Hearty Ale?
Hop Hearty.
Oh.
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
Not Hearty Hop.
Yeah, Hop Hearty.
All right, Hop Hearty Ale, the Wisconsin IPA you've been thirsting for. This ale is brewed with the best of old and new world hops. Then we infuse the aging tanks with a dry hop addition of Cascade and East Kent Goldings to bring home the hops. They love their hops. I expect this ale to pour a glass brimming with rich caramel flavors along with an intense hop aroma that you won't soon forget. Cleanly bitter and aromatic, this ale is not for the faint of heart.
Really?
All right, so
This is such a bland IPA.
let's go.
I don't agree with that
I
necessarily. I
don't-
do think this is pretty good, though.
It's kind of I think we'll be kind of conflicted when we talk about it.
This is not an adventurous beer by any means. That's the last adjective I would describe.
Let's start with
appearance. Sorry.
appearance.
I just didn't like that description.
No, I understand.
Oklahoma.
This is like a bad movie synopsis right here.
Yes, I would agree with that.
It looks like a cup full of caramel with a nice, with a very thin but frosty top to it.
Mm-hmm. A little bit of cloudiness going on, which everyone knows we like.
Yes. At first when you start pouring it in, it looks like it's filtered, but then when you get the full cup and it starts to settle, it looks like it might not be.
Mm-hmm.
It's lit nice. Got some nice lacing on the cup. The head sticks to the sides for quite a while.
Some head that's doesn't it look like India right there?
It is.
Looks like Africa to me.
Oh.
Sort of.
Aren't they the same country?
Yes. It's over there.
God. How about smell?
Yeah, I would tend to sort of agree with their synopsis of their beer. That it does have a smell that is pretty darn good.
It usually they smell like grapefruit to me. This is more of a slightly sharper citrus, almost like a orangey, grapefruity kind of, maybe even like a slightly maybe not lemony, but
by no means overpowering. Definitely not the thing I would take away from this beer. It would be the smell, because it's fairly subtle.
Yeah. As far as taste goes, actually this has an okay bitterness. It's got a kind of standard IPA taste for the most part, but I find that the aftertaste to me it reminds me so much of a wheat beer, which I normally don't like, but it's nice. It's a nice aftertaste to like the IPA bitter.
And I think it's a smooth transition between the two. It slowly takes over on your tongue, and then you eventually get to that sort of sweet aftertaste.
Yeah, and then you take your next sip, and you're just not tasting the same flavor the whole time.
So the hoppiness is mainly apparent at the beginning.
Yeah, it's very front loaded, and then it mellows out into like a weedy.
This beer to me, the mouthfeel for me is it's very airy, if that makes sense.
Like light?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a very light beer. Sweet. Let me take another sip and see if I have anything. Do you have anything on the taste?
No, I just think it just tastes very standard. A standard IPA. It doesn't. Whatever. I mean, it just tastes very generic in that sense.
I agree, but I'm also going to go back to kind of like how I described the smell. It has a slightly different citrus flavor than I'm used to in an IPA, but it's nothing like mind blowing. It does taste very much like I'd pick this up, I would taste it and like, okay, IPA. It's as advertised on top of bottle IPA. I couldn't really pick it out of a crowd for the most part. I could probably tell what it's not. This isn't like a Sierra Nevada, like super bitter beer. It's not. I wouldn't say it's a high grade IPA, but it's kind of like it has a nice place kind of in the middle.
That's kind of how I feel too. It's not underwhelming.
This is the best New Glarus beer I've had in quite a while. I will say that. And you know how I feel about New Glarus beers.
Should we go ahead and rate this then?
Yeah, let's grade Hop Hearty IPA.
I'll give this a B-. I'm surprised I haven't heard more about this beer because I think it's one of the better ones I've had from New Glarus. As far as IPAs go, it's going to be somewhere in the middle of my list. not unlike how we described it. It's pretty. It's not like I said. Like I was trying to say, it's nothing that amazing, but it is not bad.
Wait till the next time I bring in a beer. They're all talking about hops in here. Wait till the next time I bring a beer in. You're gonna taste hops. You're never gonna want to taste hops again, Craig.
Not true. Oklahoma. No, I think this is a very standard beer. I don't think it's bad. I just disagree with how much they talk it up on the label.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. It tastes very standard to me. It's somewhere between a C plus and a B minus, and I'm just gonna give it a C plus. I think it's very drinkable though. Mm-hmm. It's actually a pretty smooth IPA. If you don't really like those harsher IPAs, I think this is pretty smooth. So maybe for people who are not into IPAs but kind of like a little bit of bitter.
This would be good training wheels.
Perhaps a gateway drug.
Yep.
Gateway beer.
I could see this getting people into it because like you mentioned, it is kind of in the middle of the road. I'm gonna give it a C plus as well. This is incredibly drinkable. It's got a pleasant flavor, nothing mind blowing, but tastes good. So especially if a lot of your friends drink IPAs and you're kind of intimidated or you don't necessarily like that flavor and you kind of want to train yourself to like it, I think this would be a real good area to get on board with. It's not super hoppy, no matter what they say. It's not super hoppy, and it's got enough other flavor there that it can kind of wean you in.
Yeah. And I think this beer tastes a little bit better warmer than it does straight up cold. Just throwing that out there.